We are a high tax, slow growth, very bad productivity country. And starting to throw billions and billions and billions at the military, you gain a few jobs, but you gain an awful big deficit.
He's old, he's bold, and he's got a lot to say. This is Angry Mortgage Podcast.
Hey, Canada, I sure hope you like submarines. Hope everybody loves fucking submarines, because we're going to spend a shit ton of money on submarines. Holy Jesus. Like, oh my God. It's going to be a lot of money, real money. Okay. All right. So what the fuck does a mortgage guy care about submarines? I'll tell you why. Because it's like $100 billion commitment. It's probably more by the time it's all said and done. I mean, it's spread out over about 10 years, sure, but that's real money. God damn it. That's like real money. And here's the thing to always realize. We run huge federal deficits in Canada. I know they pretend, oh no, it's reasonable. Fuck off, not reasonable at all. It's like really high, very high. And you start throwing $100 billion around over 10 years, it just gets higher. That's the way this works. Like, if you never, ever make a change to reduce your deficit and you keep adding new programs and new programs and new programs, it just goes up because we're going to keep adding new weapon systems. Look, we're going to get the decision on the fighter jets this year, okay? You know, fuck what Trudeau said, no, we don't need them, cancel them, we're not going to have them. When he first got elected, Justin Trudeau said, we're not going to do it. And then, of course, now the jets are barely working, and now we have to do it. We have no choice, because either you're in the military or you're out. And doesn't look like out's an option anymore. So, yeah, we're buying the F-30. We'll buy the Gripens, or we'll buy the F-35s. That's another huge program. Many people don't know, but we have a ongoing and ramping up new destroyer program. So yeah, that's been committed to. It's been committed to in the budget. Okay. And again, all weapon systems, particularly all new weapon systems, by the way, we did one good thing. We increased all the troops pay, all the Defense Department's pay by 20%. When you ask somebody to go to war for you, you should pay them properly. That's fine. But the spending on defense is going off the fucking charts, all right? It just is. Now, do I think submarines are a bad thing? I don't know. Like, I'm not that smart. I just know that it's real money and it's all deficit. So what's the story of submarines? So the story of submarines is, first of all, submarines in the whole world have only sunk 2 ships in the last 80 years. Yeah, that's an inescapable fact. Submarine warfare was huge. Second World War, huge. Subs were sinking boats every goddamn week. Okay. Now they've just gone to nothing. So basically missile technology took over. Okay. So there's still uses for submarines, because the US runs this huge program of nuclear subs that are also armed with nuclear weapons. And it's a very important part of their defense strategy, that you can, theoretically, the submarine is wandering around anywhere. And by the time, if it's close enough to the target, when it launches the missile, the nuclear missile, it's too late for any interception. It's just too late. So it's an important, it's one of the key platforms that they rely on. So our submarines are not nuclear and will never carry nuclear weapons. All right. It's just not. So they may have cruise missile capacity. They may have some sort of half-assed drone capacity, but yeah, they're not like a U.S. nuclear submarine or have nuclear armaments. They're just not like that at all. So why subs? Why do we have the subs at all? So the concept is called deterrence. The idea is that you have these submarines patrolling in the Arctic and patrolling here and there, and they're secret. Nobody can find them, right? That's the idea. And they're better for underwater detection. They can find other subs. That's the whole concept behind them. As I said, there's only been 2 ships sunk in 80 years by submarines. One was very recently, the U.S. submarine sank a Iranian vessel. Okay. But the rest, it's sort of nothing in modern warfare at all. Modern warfare is shifting towards drones, sea drones, underwater drones, you name it. I mean, air drones. All we hear about is drones. Okay, so it looks like it's shifting a little bit, but we're still going to spend over $100 billion on these subs. All right, so should we? Well, we sort of don't have any choice. I mean, we have NATO commitments that we've been avoiding. And the U.S. has been correctly calling us a freeloader on defense for maybe 25 years now. In other words, they spend a ton, and we don't spend what we promised to spend under the NATO treaty. Mind you, Prime Minister Carney has promised to ramp it up way past the 2% in the NATO treaty. Sort of a rearmament play. Again, should we do this? I don't have that whole answer, but I do know this. We've had submarines, we just didn't use them. So currently there's one sub. Canadians have got there's 4 subs, but 3 of them never work at any given time. They're always under maintenance or doing something to them. We really only have one active sub at any time. Right now, that active sub is on its way to Hawaii for a joint exercise with other allies. Also, a good opportunity for admirals and captains to roast their nuts on the beach at Waikiki, too. Is another good thing. So, and about the Arctic thing, it's Arctic defense. We're going to hear a lot about Arctic defense, but it's so damn big to think you're going to have some really effective method other than satellites. I just got to question it. Yeah, one thing about military spending, and even this is a real big issue for the U.S. as well. You spend an astronomical amount of money on it. The amount of money is off the charts. That's just the way the modern military works. The companies who make these products like submarines and jets, they make astronomical profits. And it is complicated because you're making one of. It's not mass production. You can make a bunch of jets, but compared with cars, there's no comparison. It's just not. So they are horrendously expensive. They're horrendously expensive to keep them going, too. Subs, jets, destroyers, you name it. It's a very expensive proposition. We've avoided it in Canada. We've tried to spend as little money as possible for the last 25, 30 years after the Soviet Union shut down. But it looks like the world's changed, and we have to spend a lot more money. Trouble is, we are a high tax, slow growth, very bad productivity country, and starting to throw billions and billions and billions at the military, you gain a few jobs, but you gain an awful big deficit.